We'll just move on to our second discussion tonight as well, and for that I'm being joined by Saurabh Bhardwaj, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, and senior journalist Siddharth Varadarajan as well. Saurabh, let me begin with you first. Is this contest going to be entirely symbolic?
No, it's not a symbolic contest. I think Mr. Modi is contesting from Varanasi just because he wants to show it to the world that he is not a local leader of Gujarat. He has presence in India.
No, I'm talking about Mr. Kejriwal saying that he is ready to take on Mr. Modi in Varanasi. And is that going to be entirely a symbolic contest for him? Does he actually believe that he has any chance going up against Mr. Modi?
No, he has all the chances. We believe so strongly that we can defeat Modi in Varanasi. And it will be known because of the fact that Modi will contest from another seat also. That means Modi is the scared man. If he is so confident about winning Varanasi, then I challenge them that he should contest just from Varanasi. He should not waste the public money by contesting from more seats. That shows that he is scared.
Well, that shows that he is scared. Pinky Anand, if you'd like to come in on that, both the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party today making that point. If indeed there is a Modi wave, then why this talk of contesting from two possible seats when, Varanasi seems to be such a done deal for you already?
Ankita, I think political strategizing and a person contesting for more than one seat is hardly unknown to political history. I think even if he chooses to contest from 3 seats, that is up to his choice. I don't think we can start making conjectures on that principle alone, one. Secondly, Mr. Kejriwal's statement that he might fight subject to a referendum, I don't think people have any faith in Mr. Kejriwal's statement. He makes one statement at one time, immediately resiles from that and goes on to another situation. This referendum is simply a big hoax that he wants to play on the public.
Siddharth Varadarajan, would you agree? A hoax on the public, will Arvind Kejriwal just decide for himself? Why have AAP workers been asked to mobilize in Varanasi? Is this going to be, are we going to see another referendum drama?
Well, you can use the word drama.
Ankita, you're exactly right. Sorry for a minute, the drama is the right word.
No, see, every party has its own style of campaigning and mobilizing, right? The language, the grammar, the discourse of politics. So what AAP is trying to do is clearly something a little bit different. So they've latched on to this mechanism of Jan Sabhas, public referenda, which is fine. I mean, that's a legitimate part of politics, and I think if the theatrics and the drama assists Mr. Kejriwal in creating a bit of halla and shore, so be it. I think the interesting point is that he appears to have made up his mind to fight Mr. Modi in Banaras, and I think the challenge that AAP has laid down, which is something that others have also been talking about. I've spoken about this too, that let Mr. Modi not waste the taxpayers' money. Let him just fight from one seat, and then of course it's legal to fight from 543 seats. But since he is speaking in terms of confidence, BJP believes there's a Modi wave. Let's test the waters on this.
Okay, Saurabh Bhardwaj clearly finds it very amusing, but doesn't fighting...
A better idea would be, he should contest from each state. One seat from each state. He should contest from 28 seats so that he has a presence throughout India.
That's not even possible under the electoral system in this country. But that's we heard, in fact, that Mr. Kejriwal was thinking of contesting against all possible prime ministerial candidates. Unfortunately, the system doesn't allow him to do that. But does fighting Narendra Modi in Varanasi keep Arvind Kejriwal in the news all the way? So are you thinking of this as a win-win situation?
I think, Congress...
The same news that he condemns every day in a press conference.
It is something which was said when Arvind decided to contest against Sheila Dikshit also, and there was a lot of speculation that Arvind may lose and all those things. But it's like, nobody wants to take on Modi. Why are all political parties shying away from taking Modi head on? Why is Congress so docile?
I think the interesting development today is that you have Kejriwal announcing virtually his candidature against Modi, and you have Rahul Gandhi, in my view, raising arguments in a very unconvincing manner, because apropos the earlier discussion that that you had on Gujarat, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party are the last bunch of people who can point a finger, given that what Mr. Rahul Gandhi accuses Mr. Modi of doing in Gujarat is exactly applicable to the Congress party when it came to 1984. So these parties are not, they have no credibility when it comes to condemning each other on communal violence. What Mr. Kejriwal has done is he's been able to point a finger at both parties, and in a way he has helped to frame this election as one where Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party is the more vibrant, mobile opposition to the BJP than the Congress is.
I want both the Congress and the BJP to respond to that. But Sanjay Jha, let's begin with you. Whether or not Kejriwal contesting from Varanasi makes any difference whatsoever to the outcome there or not, is this really about a larger political fight, a way of framing the contest, as Siddharth Varadarajan says, in different terms?
Well, Ankita, let me just answer it in a very straightforward manner. What AAP does vis-a-vis BJP is entirely their own political, lookout. What happens in Varanasi is up to them. We'll have our own candidate in Varanasi, and we'll have hope for the best outcome for our own Congress person to win. But I think to take on what Siddharth Varadarajan said, just because you can't always compare. We asked questions of Mr. Modi in 2002, and you can't say that you don't have a right to question it, or that it lacks credibility simply because there was an absolutely terrible incident that happened in 1984. I don't agree with Siddharth at all. I think the point here is that Mr. Gandhi has raised today. You have a prime ministerial candidate who actually tweeted on the day when the Gujarat Metropolitan Court let him off with a clean chit being accepted, the SIT report being accepted. But the point that a lot of people don't understand, that it is not a clean chit. In fact, even the SIT report talked about there not being prosecutable evidence. Well, that leaves a lot of room even for the SIT's interpretation to be contested, which is why Zakia Jafri is fighting the case. So I think on a larger issue, that challenge for Mr. Modi remains in the higher courts. So Mr. Gandhi is completely correct. I disagree with Siddharth on that.
But Sanjay, get back to the point of the Varanasi contest. We're not seeing the top leadership of the Congress stepping up to take on a direct contest.
No, I can tell you this for a fact that, we don't want to indulge, we have never wanted to indulge in some kind of a personality conflict in this election. The BJP this has been part of that entrapment marketing strategy, get Mr. Rahul Gandhi versus Mr. Modi campaign. I think the issues are fundamental. And as you can see, Ankita, as the elections are coming closer, people are no longer just listening to people for the sake of it. They're saying, I want to know what is the content of your speech and what are your alternative plans for India. And I think that's how it's going to be played forward. And as far as, let me tell you, Mr. Gandhi's statement today,
I think Sanjay said the greatest statement by saying people are looking at the alternative
we will
stand
win,
for India.
Pinky Anand, we will win. Mr. Gandhi has said we will win these elections. He said the opinion polls are welcome, but he doesn't buy them because of the historical experience of 2004 and 2009.
How can he buy them?
And he said
Sanjay,
we will
obviously he can't buy them if they are not favorable to him.
So let's wait and see. AAP party and BJP can make all the noise and draw all the media attention. The voters on the ground are going to react very differently.
Okay, voters will react differently.
Ankita,
Pinky Anand, why this insistence? Okay, go ahead.
Why this insistence on what?
Why this insistence on Varanasi only for Narendra Modi?
The question today is, Mr. Modi is fighting from one of the largest states, the largest state in the country, 80 seats. You are having a strong influence, and we've always had a strong influence in UP, excepting, of course, there were some patches. It happens to be historically one of the most significant features of the country. So therefore, Mr. Modi's desire to fight from there and the party's desire to anoint him from there, that direction, is perfectly in order. Secondly, as far as Mr. Gandhi's question of opinion polls and all that Mr. Sanjay Jha was saying, I think, it's very clear what the position is. Every poll, you take NDTV poll, you take IBN poll, you take ABP poll, you take ABI poll, Nielsen report, any report is there to show you how Mr. Modi's and BJP is doing under his leadership in the country. So I don't think there's any grounds whatsoever from varying from that. As far as Mr. Kejriwal is concerned, and his desire to shift from place to place or to have these referendums, so-called dramas that he wants to have, I think that drama has been exposed a while back. So people are not really going to buy this situation of saying, I am going to now have a referendum and decide where I am going to fight from. Let Mr. Kejriwal fight from wherever he does. We are not saying that, he is not making some issues out of a situation. But that's about all there is to it. Delhi has demonstrated his lack of governance. Delhi has shown that he is walking out of any situation where you would have demonstrated any credible situation. And lastly, on Mr. Sanjay Jha understanding of the law, I'm afraid I have a few questions to say this. That when you have an SIT, which is a Supreme Court appointed committee, report being given to the court, which is accepted by the court, that is the last
word. Okay, you've already made that point, Pinky.
May consider it. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we've had that discussion. I'm just going to take this back to Saurabh Bharadwaj.
No, an SIT report can be challenged legally. Pinky Anand, you're a lawyer. You should know better.
Okay,
should know
very
better.
quickly.
In the court,
Saurabh
Sanjay,
Bhardwaj,
the court has
a
accepted
referendum. Okay, we've moved on from there. Saurabh Bhardwaj, a referendum with the people of Varanasi. Does the Aam Aadmi Party believe that the people of Varanasi actually want Kejriwal to contest
That's what we
from
want to
there?
know.
And therefore, why are you then asking all your AAP workers there as well?
You know, we want to create that mood among the people and we want to sense it. And it is very logical that we want to know whether people are interested that Kejriwal fights head on to Modi.
So it's going to be a referendum on Modi's politics, on Mr. Modi himself.
It would be everything. You know, nobody wants to ask direct questions from Modi. Media, I don't know, the marketing strategists of Modi have advised him that this product called Modi will work only if there is a one-way communication. There is just propagation. Whenever you have a two-way communication, like it happened with Mr. Prabhu Chawla, it happened with Karan Thapar, this product cannot sell. So we want Modi in a conversation with Arvind Kejriwal, at least at Varanasi, so that he answers our questions there.
I think what the Jan Sabha or the so-called referendums that he will do, that he will hold, will accomplish for Mr. Kejriwal, is to not only frame the contest in Varanasi and nationally as AAP versus BJP or Kejriwal versus Modi, but more importantly, bring the issues to the fore that Kejriwal has been trying to highlight. For example, Modi as the representative of what he calls crony capitalism. The questions that Mr. Modi has raised about Modi's silence on gas pricing or his proximity to Adani, these are all issues that through these public referenda or Jan Sabhas, he will be able to articulate in a way that would not necessarily require the support of the media, because as we've seen in Mr. Kejriwal's relationship with the media, it's become increasingly testy. It's become increasingly testy, and I think probably what he's decided to do is to have more direct contact and communication with the public.
Do you see this as win-win for Arvind Kejriwal?
Well, I mean, he proved against all expectations in Delhi. Everybody said, how come he chose a difficult seat? And he went head-on, one-to-one, didn't fight from 2 seats, took 1 seat against Sheila Dikshit and defeated her. So, in a way, this is it shows a certain boldness, courage on his part. If he loses, you know, so be it. But I think it's a difficult contest. I mean, I think Varanasi is a far easier seat for Mr. Modi to win than, say, Lucknow, which was another seat that the BJP was initially considering. Having said that, I think, you know, there's...
so it's still a safe seat for Narendra Modi?
It is safer than Lucknow would be. But I think all the ingredients are present in that city for Kejriwal to mount a pretty formidable fight.
But do you also see this as really the ace in BJP's hand to have Narendra Modi contest from Varanasi, apart from the symbolic nod to say
apart from the relative ease with which he can win that seat compared to other seats in Uttar Pradesh, I think the choice of Banaras is smart, because you get to influence the entire Purvanchal region, you get to influence Bihar in a way. The entire region of 40 odd seats go to polling on the same day. So I think it's a clever decision by the BJP to do that. But I think what Mr. Kejriwal has done in a way has upped the ante a little bit, made this a little bit more of a complex fight.
A complex fight and clearly a political pot boiler, and one we'll be watching very, very closely indeed. Let's Sanjay Jha, Pinky Anand, Siddharth Varadarajan and Saurabh Bhardwaj, thank you for joining us on this discussion tonight.